Welcome to Body Talks Mind Lessons with Indu. Are you ready to hear real life stories from around the world how Body Talk system has helped heal trauma and brought vitality back to life? If yes, stay tuned and find out if this is what you have been waiting for. Full satisfaction in life comes when we are personally, professionally, and spiritually fulfilled. For women, it is especially challenging due to the multiple roles we play. Taskeen will share how she succeeded in bringing balance and fulfillment in her life and see what we can learn from her. Especially women. Hello, listeners. This is Indu Agarwal from Body Talks, Mind Lessons, and welcome, Taskeen.
Hi, Indu. Thank you very much.
All right. How are you today?
I'm very well. And you?
Ah, I'm chirping here. It's a nice day in California. So let's start with the question of where you are located.
I'm in Istanbul, in Turkey. So actually, it's evening for us here. We're winding down for the day.
Ah, that's right. One of my favorite countries in the world, Turkey.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yes, yes. When I was there, it was April of some year. I don't remember which year, but
Yeah.
I love tulips. And I saw
Oh,
so many tulips that I
oh,
fell
yeah.
in love. So,
It's a treat. It's such a treat.
yes, exactly. Have you ever always lived in Turkey?
No, I'm South African, and
Oh.
yes, but when I moved to the UK
Mm-hmm.
and lived there for 8 years, I actually relocated, immigrated over there, and then moved to Turkey. So I've been here for the last 7 years in Istanbul.
Wow, all over the world. And is Turkey your favorite?
That's a golden question, and I just say there's every place has its great stuff and its not so great stuff. So it
Yeah,
always comes down to what you make of it.
that's true. As long as you keep your mind and heart open to new experience, you can always derive fun
That's
and
right.
satisfaction out of things, right?
Definitely.
All right, so let's take a step back and see you growing up. And what were you thinking? What were, the question that another golden question. What are you going to
Yes.
be when you grow up?
Ah, you mean okay, as a child?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
even later.
Yeah. I So I did dabble thinking, yeah, I did dabble into the medical field. So I even did some like in high school,
Hmm.
kind of like volunteering at a hospital to see about because I think almost everyone goes through a dream of, oh, I want to be a doctor. At some point you always have that.
Yeah.
So I actually studied the
You're talking to the
huh?
mirror here.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, in fact, I chose all my high school subjects to gear me towards medicine. But as things got closer towards like the end of my schooling career, I was like, no, I'm not interested in that. And I went into the business field and business information systems. This is now a very long time ago. So it's like kind of like IT and analytics and, analyzing things, systems basically
Hmm.
for businesses or for anything. Um, and I always did have a feeling of wanting to be a nutritionist, and I still have a very much deep interest in that, and psychology. So these are all the things that I wanted. And you know what, Indo, I also have a deep down dream of being a lawyer.
One
Don't ask where that
lifetime.
fits in. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm obsessed with watching like law shows and series, right? Because I'm just fascinated. I think it's about all this information they have in their minds about it. I think that's what I really appeals to me.
Yeah. That's a different mindset that absorbs information in a very critical way, right? In order
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
get to the bottom of, intentions, not just words.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Anyway, so now you are practicing body talk. Now, I
Mhm,
wonder
mhm.
what turn in life went from all of these other professions and totally into
Yes.
the, I say, a right field.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. I was introduced to Body Talk by attending the Body Talk Access program. So this is, for those listeners who are not familiar with it, it's the one-day course that anyone can take. You don't have to be in the profession to learn basic techniques for health maintenance and boosting your well-being by yourself. And it was through my mom. She had a local she had a show on a local radio station called Body Talk, which is a total coincidence. And she used to interview different practitioners to, in holistic health and healing. And she came across this modality called Body Talk. This is now 2009, 2008, something like that. And she was very intrigued, and so was I. And in the access course that we did, I it changed my life. I was blown away, and I think the whole aspect, I never thought about my health as having deeper meanings. Like I used to think, okay, have a headache, take a pill. You
Hmm.
got a flu, get a jab. Like it was just that's the way I thought about health. So this whole concept of the fact that there's emotions involved and you can heal through this way, that is what just blew my mind. And I was in love, and I said, in that access class, which is a one-day course, halfway
Hmm.
through or something, not even halfway through, some point I said, one day, this is what I want to be practicing and sharing with other people. I want to be a practitioner. And I didn't know how and when, because I was in a full-time job. I was in marketing at a corporate, and it was just, I needed to build up experience. So I was still in the job. I needed to be in that. But I said one day I will be. So because I was emigrating that year, I wanted to finish my study. So I actually did the Body Talk. I became a practitioner that same year, straight after this access course. Within 3 months, I
Oh,
qualified.
so you took fundamentals right after taking the access class?
Access, yes, yes, yes.
Oh.
And I did fundamentals. I became a practitioner. I was fascinated with the whole muscle testing and the yes and no's. So that was another thing. I just want to learn about this. I find that so cool. And while I started getting body talk for myself, I just I just went deep into this world. So I became a practitioner, but I wasn't practicing full time. I was just doing for family, for friends, on myself. Um, for a few years, yeah. So that's when I moved to what was happening then? When I moved to the UK, basically that's what was
Ah,
happening, yeah.
okay. So, kind of feel that for a lot of people, they're going through life 1.0. This is where we make
Mm.
money, this is where we take care of
Mm.
other
Mm.
people. And then suddenly, someday, we wake up and a turn comes and we say, hold on, there's another world that I don't know anything about.
Mm.
And
Mm.
once the
Mm.
doors open, there is no looking back for a lot of people. So
Yes.
that's kind of looks like what happened to you. So how would you define body talk for people who don't know?
Um, so body talk for me it's a system, my healthcare system, and it's really about understanding the impact of emotions and your thoughts and limiting beliefs, your relationship with your environment, on your physical body and how that shows up in your physical body. And by understanding and tackling all of these different influences, through that, you can support your own healing journey. You can become better at adapting and managing your emotions and get a deeper understanding of yourself. And I think this is what makes Body Talk so different to other modalities. is that it's not just about health, or it's not just about healing, but it's the whole
Mm-hmm.
package. And it's the aspect about the self awareness that has also had a huge impact on me, and what my clients also really love about it. Some people say they call it like, they say to me, "Oh, I want to know what stories are going on," or others say, "Oh, I love the insights that I get," or "I'm learning this about myself." So it's all of this together is what Body Talk is.
Yeah, yeah, very, very nicely put together. But, there are two words that get used in body talk called consciousness healing, and
Mm,
it sounded like big words.
mm,
Consciousness.
mm,
The whole world
mm,
is trying to define it, right? But
mm,
what I feel the best thing about body talk is that you are part of the healing. So
mm.
just like you were saying, you go to the doctor, they give you a jab, and you're not part of it. Somebody else did it for
Yes.
you. And
Mm,
here in a
mm,
body talk session, even when the practitioner is doing the session, there is
mm,
that level of consciousness, level of knowingness that is
mm,
increasing in you. If you are
mm, mm,
fully
mm,
aware and fully ready to believe in the potential, and
mm,
your own level starts going up, so you are not just
mm,
healing, you are
mm, mm.
uh, going up in the understanding of yourself and life. That I
Yes.
find that is what
Yes.
is mind blowing. Right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
also, some people don't like it because that
Mm.
means you take the responsibility. It's not
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
doctor fix me.
Exactly, exactly. And I find like sometimes I also catch myself, because if I have a body talk session, I feel good, or if something else happens, and then I'm like, oh my God, I need to book another body talk, and I say, no, 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 hold on, wait. Wa- Once again, it's not about, somebody else needing to do something for me.
Hmm.
Take a step back. How I need to get in touch with what am I feeling right now, and I know I have ways to support myself, but we just have that tendency of somebody else just deal with this for me. And
Hmm.
I come back to intuition and connecting with myself, and trying to process things for myself. Different techniques you can use, like journaling or whatever works for you. Um, and I know I can feel better if I did that, but it takes effort. And this is the thing that, if we want to heal, really heal and grow, then we must be willing to make that effort. And we can. And if we can, the results will be there for you.
Yeah, very well said. You are part of the process, so we're not going to take you
Mm,
out of it. Um,
exactly.
so you moved to UK, and you had
Mm,
just become a practitioner. So
yes.
for how many years, you were just using it as, kind of a background? Uh,
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so my story continues. So in the UK, I was
yeah.
I was no, I was still in my full-time job for in marketing, for five marketing project management for another 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and till 2015, an opportunity came. I had to change roles of what I was doing, right, in the company,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to go through like another, interview process, and you got to talk about yourself, and I was just like, you know what? I am tired of this. I can't talk about this again. You know what? I that dream that I had about starting my body talk practice, what if this is the time? And of course I was petrified, because now it means like leaving a job and the security and the kind of like I spent like 10 years at this company and all the work I did. So it was a big step, but I was fortunate that I had this opportunity. I said, I can't do this. It was very hard to set up a business on the side. I need the time to focus on it. And let me take this chance. So I did. I left my corporate job and I focused on setting up my body talk practice in the UK. So And that also was a lot of learning and a lot of lessons because
Hmm.
it was actually harder than I thought.
Yeah.
Um, the in South Africa, the mindset is very different. People are very open-minded and very willing to try different things. It's just the way they are. So Body Talk is flourishing up to now in South Africa. It's very strong. The network is strong. The presence is strong, well known. Like people just know about it. But in the UK, it's very big, firstly, the UK, so everything is very far apart. You kind of like, working in your local area mostly. So it really was about building from the ground up and talking about this new modality, which is so hard to explain most of the time.
Mm,
Well,
yeah.
although I'm doing a lot of work on it recently, so I'm trying to get a bit better at that. And yeah, so my practice was taking a little bit of a while to actually build up. But what that meant for me is that I had a lot of time on my hand. And so I decided to actually, use my energy, my skill, and I joined a local network for complementary health therapists. So not just body talk, but it was, a whole bunch of us with different modalities. And our whole aim was just to create more awareness about the complementary health field.
Mm.
So I use my marketing knowledge then to support this group, and I set up like YouTube accounts and Google, and doing a lot of work digitally, as well as in person. We used to go to events, and I channel a lot of my energy into supporting the community in that way, which I just love. It just fed my soul, and I just think I was in the right place at the right time to be able to do that while I was there.
Wow,
Um,
that's so fortunate that you came across
mm,
like-minded people, and
yes.
you were able to open yourself up and open their awareness to body
Yes,
talk,
exactly.
because a lot of people, just like you said, that uh, we know that body talk is, just amazing, but to explain it to somebody, that
Yeah.
that is an entirely different thing, especially those who want to be explained in words and don't want to try a
Mm,
session. It becomes
yeah.
very difficult. Or what does it work on? Is it only health? Is it this? Is it that? And the
Yes.
amazing thing is it works on everything, so including plants and animals.
I
And
know, I know. So that, you know what, the fact that it works for everything also makes it hard to understand.
yeah, right, exactly.
But that's our challenge, and I embrace that, and I love it. I work very hard on different ways to explain this, and learning from other people. What are the things that other practitioners and things, which is what I did then in the UK. So, in those days, we also didn't have online courses like from the International Body Talk Association, like we do
Yeah.
right now,
Mm-hmm.
which is life changing. So, if we wanted to do courses, I had to travel for that. I had to go stay over somewhere because it was never like nearby or anything. So I did a few additional advanced courses, again, while I had a lot of time that year, so that year and a half or so. And then it was really great. So obviously increasing your knowledge, I just love it. Every body talk course is just so eye-opening and so like you go so deep into learning some new concepts. And I love bringing that and applying that into the work that I do. And then meeting other practitioners, it also gave me that opportunity and just to, build a network and support each other. So that, yeah, I guess that year became productive in that sense. And then it was time to move to Turkey. So that was the end of my UK chapter with
So
Body
you
Talk.
were in UK a short time, it looks like.
It was 8 years.
Oh, okay, okay. Somehow it
Mm, mm,
sounded like it was brief. Okay, yeah, 8 years is a
mm.
good amount of time. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right
yeah.
that this online courses, of course, I love them, but at the same time, it limits your
Mm,
ability to meet people in person and really
yeah,
form that
yeah,
bond that we used to
yeah.
have in our previous courses when we met people, real people in real time. Oh, but the world has changed, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are still some courses in person, right, that we are
Yeah,
able
they
to
are starting.
attend?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
right.
Oh,
And also,
okay. Okay.
I think we highly recommend that people take fundamentals, the first one in
In
person.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
no, for sure, for sure.
yeah.
That would help a lot. Those practicing those muscle testing and yes or no's. I couldn't have done that for the first time remotely.
I know those initial things, especially now. Actually, that's a good question I want to ask you because I also have engineering background, and being in
Mm,
the left brain for a long time,
mm,
right? Did you
mm,
feel
mm.
that your left brain was always in the way, and it was a lot more difficult for you to let go of that reasoning mind to get into the intuition?
I noticed my left brain, yes. I mean, it wasn't hard, but what I would say is I agree with you to the extent that through body talk, I realized how dominant my left brain was,
Mm-hmm.
in my thinking and uh, logic, and I realized how what the opportunity is to use my right brain more, and I'm still learning that, and I'm still always practicing that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was when I did the Mindscape course. This I did back in South Africa. When I did Mindscape, this is now really about using a left and right brain together
Mm-hmm.
to unlock creativity and get into the zone and, connect and focus. Um, that was another mind blowing. Okay,
Yeah.
pun intended. Experience because this was the first time that I really saw the power of what my right brain could do. And yeah, it was buried beneath all that, analysis and thinking and logic. And now I can embrace both of them. There's a way to use your left brain, and you need it sometimes for sure on its own, and you need the right brain. So uh, being able to use my brain and tap into that my intuitive side has been a huge self growth journey through Body Talk, really.
Very true. Very true. That once you take Mindscape, that's when you learn the best to merge the best of both brains. And actually, after
Yes.
that is, left brain is of course needed for all the learning, for all the memorization, and to
Mm,
process the knowledge. But the results
mm,
come out of the right brain, and Mindscape is
mm,
that freedom, that liberation, which tells you
mm.
that you can use both of them equally well without getting
Yes.
dominated by one or the other, which is
Yes.
awesome.
Yes. And you know what's really cool is that, um, and what I'm so grateful for is that with all of this learning, I can, help my children in such a way that, to understand their body and to understand how their body works, how their thinking works, why it's so important to support like when I explain to them how their body heals, I talk to them about their. I talk to my daughter about her right. She's 6 years old. I talk to her about her right brain and left brain, and because she was like, why are you tapping me all the time? Because I'm like, always like my hands on her head, and and then I explained to her, this is what we're doing. We're helping you. You see, you got cuts. It's gonna heal faster. Go to sleep, and you see tomorrow it's gonna be gone. You're gonna forget you even had it. And I explained to her what the right brain does and what the left brain does. And
Nice.
and I was just thinking, imagine if we grew up with this kind of knowledge, that it's okay to feel what you're feeling, and this is how you can become better, and to have that understanding. It's such a gift. It's such a gift. And I tell my clients who are moms, and for their kids, I'm so appreciative of them that they're doing this for their children as well, because growing up with this, it's just gonna take them to a different level as
Hmm.
the kids grow up, and as they see the world, and if they come up with this kind of understanding and this kind of base, because that's what body talk is like. What I feel it does, it gives you like a strong base.
Yeah, you're right that if we really talk about it, that we are growing up half-brained, right? The whole
Mm,
world is busy
mm.
training our left brain, our
Left brain,
logic and
yes.
knowledge, but totally ignoring that right brain. right? So
Yeah.
just like where Einstein says, yeah, this is the brain that we have made the master should actually be the slave,
Mm.
whatever be that
Mm.
that quotation that's there, right?
Mm. Mm.
Now taking going back to continuation of your journey to
Okay.
Turkey. So what transpired there?
Okay, so yeah, my husband had a job opportunity here. So we said, okay, let's try Turkey. And uh, I had moved to the UK, by the way, without ever having stepped foot in the UK. We just moved. And for Turkey, I had visited one day, once for one day and one night. So I felt that was an improvement from the first move.
Okay.
And yeah, we took another leap and we came to Istanbul. But now I was pregnant at the time. So I again I didn't want to start my practice at that point. So I took a maternity break. And then finally now, my kids are now 6 and 5. So when they started school, after a few years of living in Istanbul, that's when I felt I had a bit more time and I could, finally give more attention to my practice in the way that I would like to do it. So right now I have a 100% online body talk practice, which has also been a fantastic opportunity that I can reach people all over the world with remote healing. So that's been a huge opportunity, and especially coming out of the pandemic, because that's when I started my clinic, it made a lot of sense because we didn't want to
Yep.
be too, close to each other. And even now, but now people ask me for in-person sessions, and I'm like, no, I enjoy this online.
I know, that's right. I used to have a
It's so
physical
convenient.
place, and once I closed
Yeah.
it and started doing online, it's almost like I don't even remember doing physical sessions.
And I did a few like events or and then when I would do like a demonstration of body talk for people, and then I was doing it in person, and actually like tapping them like by touching. But and then it reminded me, and then I was like, I do miss this a little bit actually. Also, it's a
Mm.
very different interaction when you're doing it in person versus online. But yeah, so now I have a clinic online that's it's still part-time because I still want to give priority to the children. But I have the flexibility to do that around the times that they're in school, and sometimes I work in the evenings to help people with different time zones
Mhm.
as well.
So now coming to Turkey, were there other practitioners there? How did you start or continue the matrix there?
I am the matrix.
Okay.
It's a matrix of one.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, there was one practitioner and she had left, and we didn't even get a chance to meet. So there isn't anyone here. What I am doing, because the courses are now all the body talk courses like are online. So I've done a few while I've been in Istanbul. So it didn't matter where I was.
Mhm.
I met people through that. Also in some South African knowledge sharing groups and network groups because it was, I say, a very strong matrix. So when the South Africans they do a session, a body
Mhm.
talk session for the matrix of South Africa or the group of South Africa, I like, I subconsciously say, well, include me there because I belong in many places. So
Right,
hopefully
right.
I'm getting the benefit of that energy as well. So I still feel connected, and there's obviously the International Body Talk Association. I feel connected there. I attend like different the webinars and the what is it? These conferences, many conferences, to keep my knowledge up to date. Um, and then it's through my clients. I feel like that's how we have that common space and that shared energy and understanding of an application of body talk.
So now, since you have the best of both worlds and the best of both brains, so I want to know, how did you use your marketing background
Mm.
in expanding Body Talk, expanding your business? How did that work for you? Did you feel that you needed to do
Mm.
marketing?
And I love it. I love both worlds too, Indu. So you're right. Um, so much. I have so much joy uh, like doing sessions for clients. And then the other part of the time that I use for my practice is the marketing work that I'm doing and building content on Instagram and setting up a presence. So, and both give me so much of joy. So I'm just continuing this way. And I'm so pleased that I could apply that marketing knowledge for this purpose. So how I've used it more recently, like I explained what I did in the UK to use it, right? To set up
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
complementary health. At the moment, what I'm doing is I'm working a lot on simplifying content, simplifying definitions of how we communicate. So, for example, I revamped my entire, like, all the different areas of we have the chart, right? The protocol chart that we use to describe all the different areas that are out of balance for the client. I revamp the way I speak about that to my clients so that I don't use all the terms that we know, and I would rather explain it from like in marketing would say, you explain it from the point of view of the person that's receiving it, the
Mm.
consumer or the person that's taking it. So I always say it from that simple point of view, or I use a test of, can a 4-year-old understand what I'm saying right now? And so I use it in that way. Um, I use it to share knowledge, like in some of the sharing groups that we have for body talk practitioners. I did a webinar there on business, for example. So where I feel I can add value, and my dream, Indu, if I may share, another dream is I hope one day I'll be able to um, really offer a service which is about marketing for wellness practitioners, because everyone in this field, people I've met so many people that are so talented with the skill of their healing modality, whatever it might be, body talk or
Mm-hmm.
anything
Yep.
else. They're so experienced and it just flows for them, but they fall short when it comes to how do they communicate this, and I don't know how to say what I'm doing, and I don't want to talk about myself. And I'm like, well, you can't serve people if you don't talk about what you do. And I'm so interested in what you're doing. Imagine what other people will be. So I hope one day I'm able to really like structure and maybe do consulting or do courses or something that would help wellness practitioners, because I have the insight. I know what it's like, and I'm a practitioner myself in this field. So to make it really simple for them as to, okay, this is how you can use this online and build your presence and communicate and serve people through and use your knowledge that you have in that way.
Yeah, that's definitely needed because people who are working in the you can say complementary modalities, and also they're
Mm,
busy. I mean, their niche is that they want to do the work. They don't want to get into
mm.
explaining the work, right? So they need somebody else who has already done it, so that they don't have to, continue to
Mm.
reinvent things. So
Yes,
definitely, I think
definitely.
there's place for that. Now, we talked about, we mentioned in the beginning that you had used Body Talk in a particular way with women, especially, and also in bringing all the aspects of our being in a coherent package. So, you want to share more about how you have done that?
So I talk about serving, yeah, women, but it's also in children, and it's sometimes the family, the family members, maybe the husband or
Mm-hmm.
father or grandfather, even whatever of my client. So I'm open to that. Um, but how what works well is that, okay, so I'm a body talk practitioner, and I've also done Afia healing. Afia healing is uh, a combination of these two different streams. There's an energy healing component and a emotional healing aspect to it. So what I like to offer is like or suggest to my clients is body talk always first, because I feel like it just sets you up and it covers so many things in one go.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have one, a particular like emotional, something that's like really bothering you, or you want to like target something in particular that is a certain emotion or experience that you just want to like try and better process and deal with, then we do the emotional healing, which is basically EFT. So it's the emotional freedom technique. And that's just about releasing emotions that are stuck in your body so that energy can flow better and you can feel better. So it's like a top-up service that goes after the body talk session. And that's that kind of the, you know, like a more integrative kind of way of looking at a healing. That's what I might suggest to people to think about.
So you actually, I don't know if they do a certification in EFT. What exactly you do with
Oh,
that?
no, it's a session. It's a one-to-one session. I'm just gonna drink some water.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you do the body
Yeah,
talk, and if EFT is needed, then you provide EFT, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
but I always
Yeah,
say
yeah.
body talk first. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a good point. What I also feel is, yes, the remote sessions are working great for, you can reach anywhere in the world, but sometimes people need something physical, you know,
Mm,
and
mm,
EFT could be one. Even though it works in a similar but yet a little bit different way.
mm,
But and then there are other complementary modalities, where
mm,
there's more physical contact, like acupuncture. So
mm.
sometimes people need a combination of energy flowing in various ways, even though the
Yes.
physical ultimately is related to flowing the energy. But some
Mm.
people need that physical touch. At least that's what I feel.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree because um, at the end of my sessions, I
Mm-hmm.
learned this from my practitioner um, in, oh my God, I forgot her name now. The one in UK.
Yeah.
And so at the end of a session, we ask for homework. Is there any homework is a priority as a priority for a client? And Indo, can I just tell you that this question, this homework, when it comes up, it's like whatever I suggest to them is like another whole session by itself. It can be life changing, right? So sometimes and then I intuitively get the answer, right? What homework this might be, and it might be a homework for me, or it might be a homework for them. Most of the time it's for them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like we want. I must say random, but we know nothing is random, right? But it feels like
Yeah.
it's random. And it's for someone, it's like a book they need to read, or it might be you need to take a walk outside on the grass, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I do that often." And I'm like, "What? This is so I can't understand
Mm.
it." And for someone, it's like writing a letter, and the clients that do the homework, most of them do, bless them, and the ones that do it, it's just it opens up some another level of something
Mm-hmm.
else that I just can't understand or explain, but I love it. So the point is, like, yeah, you were saying, sometimes it's some action, or okay, maybe it was a massage that they needed to go for, or something that can also
Mm-hmm.
come up as part of the session, right? Under other modalities, for example. But you're right. I like my clients and thinking about the fact that thinking wider about healing, think the widest possibility of healing. It's never just what we're doing in the session together. It's not
Mm-hmm.
about that, but it's about any kind of action or interaction that you have in your life. Everything forms a role. Everything has an influence on your health. So anything you do with the right mindset and with the openness can unlock something else for you. And this is what I love for them to understand.
This is so funny. I didn't call it a homework, but in my sessions,
Mm.
I'm always telling people to go follow up on this. In fact, one lady one time asked me, "That's it? You don't want me to follow up on something?" And I'm going, looks like I have been giving homework to people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, some clients get disappointed. Oh, you mean no homework for me now? I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yeah, but you know, you're right. That's how your consciousness expands. Now that you said it, you know, I fully understand what I've been doing, which is telling
Um,
them that, okay, go home and expand your consciousness in this way. And sometimes I've told them, write a letter of gratitude, you know, fully
yes,
understand what did you get out of this business, you know, so that you are closing that chapter, and also you are
yes.
fully understanding that how is this getting processed in your system. So it's you are right, the healing
Ah,
continues even after you get off the table, or you know,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
get out of the session, you know, it makes them
Call.
think. I like
Mm.
that, you know. I know I've been doing that, but now I can give myself
You
full
got a name for
credit.
it. Yes, exactly.
Uh, true, true. So going forward, what is it that you are envisioning for yourself and your business?
Yeah, so I'm I'm working on my digital presence now at the moment. I love doing posts about, sharing, helping people understand their body. So sharing more of the knowledge that I have in a way that helps people with their day-to-day life. That's basically what we're doing on Instagram, right? It's about
Mm-hmm.
adding
Yeah,
value,
yeah.
learning more, but in a simple way, so that people, this is my whole thing. And this is hard work because it's easy to talk and talk and talk and write lots of things. But when you
Mm-hmm.
need to simplify, this is where the challenge comes in. And this is what I'm very excited about doing. And and I bounce things by my husband very often. I'm like, okay, how's this definition? And he's like, don't you know this already? I'm like, no, but I found a better way to say it. And I learned from Dr. Tracy Clark, actually. I did her course on, actually, a few of her courses. But one of them was understanding the observation and understanding how body talk brings in the quantum aspects, quantum
Yeah.
physics, and how we apply that, which I'm sure Indu you'd love, right, from your engineering
Mm-hmm.
background. And she explains I mean, all the instructors from the International Body Talk Association are just for me next level, but the way she explains, any concept,
Mm-hmm.
and in the most simplest way, I just follow. I learned so much from her, and I follow, like, I say, okay, Tracy says this, so I say this, and she's always talking about refining the way you talk about what you do and how you do it and what body talk is. So, yeah, this is a big long a journey for me that I'm gonna continue doing, and my
If I
next thing
if
is
oh sorry,
yeah.
go ahead, finish.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Uh,
yeah, no. So I want to also, do figure out how I can do some uh, courses on, like, mini courses for people, just like for day to day, how to improve their health, or the kind of things that people are struggling with every day. Just how can I wrap that up into a little bit more of a structure? I would love to do things like that as well.
yeah. What was occurring to me is that a lot of body talk practitioners are doing things online, like you said, Instagram, Facebook, you know, and some of us are also on LinkedIn so that we can reach the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
corporate world. And in your
Mm-hmm.
case, you know, I will definitely like you to not miss out on the corporate side, since you have done
Mm,
that work. So I don't know if
mm,
you are
mm,
currently on LinkedIn or want to have some presence there. What was also occurring to me is that how do we get this energy collectively? See, we are all doing these things,
mm,
you know, like a single person. But if
mm,
we
mm,
were
mm,
to collect a group of us, and I kind of feel that we can go much faster, because each
mm,
one of us are, you know, are learning by trial and error. You know, sometimes the social media works, sometimes this,
mm,
sometimes that.
mm. Yeah, no,
And
no.
I definitely feel that if you are ready, you know, some of us
Mm,
could form our own body talk marketing group, and you know, come up with
mm,
some amazing content, and
mm.
that can help the whole matrix.
It's a great idea. Yeah, it's a great idea. Definitely. I would hate for people to want to do, everyone's doing the same work and then you're repeating it. So, like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some, things we can
Yeah,
share.
maybe we'll take this offline. This is our homework that
Yeah, there we
needed
go.
to come out of it, and we
Mm,
can take it to the next step.
yeah.
All right, a couple more small things before we wrap it up. What is your contact information that you want to share here, and what is your big message to the world?
Okay, so you can, my website is uh, balanceandbliss.uk, balanceandbliss.uk, and I'm on Instagram. It's at balanceblissuk. Are you able to
Mm,
put that into the caption when you post the podcast?
sure.
Into Okay, then it's easier for people to just get that link. What I would love to share at this point is, you know, being very open and receptive to, like, we all want big major changes in our lives, and I'm sure we all get these major shifts, from various kind of things that we're trying or ways to improve ourselves and our lives and our health. But what really resonates for me, and the joy I get, is when I see clients uh, have simple, small changes to their day to day life, where something just gets that much easier. When they tell me that, their child is more confident and is speaking more, or when, a client messages to say, I just had a much better day and I just was able to handle things and I didn't totally get frazzled. It's these small, differences, as 1% difference that we can make to our day to day, that adds up in the long run to make a better life. So always be open to how is my, look at what's changing positively in your life, even in a small way. Focus on that, and you will see more of that, and you will see the bigger changes coming from that as well.
Yeah, that's a profound message, Taskeen. Really appreciate that. Hey, it has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you and feel your vibrant energy and good work that you are doing. So let's continue on that path of healing and doing some good in this world, right? So,
Thanks, Indo. It's lovely to talk to you as well.
yeah, so we'll conclude with that. And listeners, if there are any questions, my email is indu@bodytalksmindlistens.com. And we'll be back with another podcast with another, um, I'm sure, a marvelous practitioner. Take care. Bye, Taskeen.
Bye, Indo.